Let me ask you something. Do you ever feel like your business is successful on paper, but your bank account didn't get the memo? Revenue looks decent, you're busy, clients are happy enough, but cash is always tight, you stress over payroll, and one bad month would punch a hole in the boat. That's survival mode. Today, I want to show you how to move from survival mode to what I call a cash flow machine. Not by working more hours, not by gambling on some big launch, by installing a simple system that gets cash in faster, stops it leaking out for dumb reasons, and makes your money more predictable so you can breathe again. If you feel like you're always hustling but never getting ahead, this is for you. Reframe. Profit on paper doesn't pay the bills. Most owners look at their P&L and L and think we're profitable, so why do I always feel broke? Here's the uncomfortable truth. Profit is an accounting story. Cash is real life. You can be profitable and broke or less profitable on paper, but flush with cash. What kills small businesses is not low profit first, it's running out of cash. So when we talk about turning your business into a cash flow machine, we're not talking about fancy finance. We're talking about how money enters your business, how long it sits stuck in work, inventory, or receivables, and how fast it leaves through payroll, bills, and overhead. Your continuous improvement work has to touch those three things, or you're just making nicer flowcharts while still sweating the first and 15th. The cash flow machine. Three levers. Think of your business like plumbing. Cash comes in through one main pipe, flows through a bunch of twists and turns, and leaks out in a dozen places. There are only three big levers you really control: how fast cash comes in, how you sell, how you invoice, how you collect, how long cash gets stuck inside the system. Work in progress, bottlenecks, rework people, waiting on decisions, how much cash leaks out unnecessarily, useless subscriptions, over ordering processes that waste paid time. Everything we do with CI should be aimed at turning those three dials in your favor. Let's walk through each one and talk about what to actually change. Lever 1, get cash in faster. First lever, speed up cash coming in. Most small businesses bleed here in three spots: slow sales motion, slow or sloppy invoicing, weak collections. A, make it easier to say yes. If your quoting and proposal process is random, sometimes fast, sometimes slow, sometimes over customized, you're stretching out the time between interested and paid. A few practical moves. Standardize your core offers so 80% of clients fit a simple package. Create a quote template with default options and pricing. Set a rule. All qualified leads get a proposal within X days. That alone tightens your lead to deal timeline. B, tighten invoicing triggers. A lot of owners invoice when they get around to it. Instead, decide exactly when an invoice should go out: on signing, on milestone, on delivery. Turn that into a checklist. When these boxes are checked, we send the invoice the same day. If you can bill earlier, deposits upfront, progress payments less. We'll bill you when it's all done. The less you bankroll client work, the healthier your cash. C, treat collections as a system, not an awkward favor. Slow payers are a reality, but you don't have to just hope and pray. Create a simple collections rhythm: automatic reminders before due date, a friendly follow-up at X days late, a firmer follow-up at Y days late, clear consequences if someone chronically pays late, pausing work, payment plans, whatever fits your model. You're not being mean. You're taking care of the lifeblood of your business. CI Lens here is simple. Map your lead to cash flow. Find where time is being wasted. Run experiments to shave days off each step. Lever 2, stop cash getting stuck in the work. Second lever, how long cash gets stuck inside your system. This is where ops and money really meet. When you start too many jobs at once, let work sit waiting on approvals, redo work that wasn't right the first time, you are financing chaos. Time is money, but not in the motivational poster way. In a literal way, every extra day a project drags is a day your cash is tied up and not available. Here's what to improve. A, limit work in progress. Use that basic Kanban idea: to do in progress, waiting done. Set limits. No more than X jobs per person or Y jobs total in progress. If something has been in progress for 30 days, that's a cash flow problem, not just a scheduling problem. B, attack bottlenecks. Look at your process map and ask, where do things pile up? Where do we keep waiting on one person or one step? Maybe it's approvals content from clients, a technical review, your own inbox. Those are cash slow lanes. Run PDCA cycles just on those. Simpler approval rules, clearer client expectations, better templates cross-training people so work isn't stuck with one hero. C, kill rework. Rework is silent cash theft. Every time you redo a job, fix a mistake, give a free make good, you're paying twice to get paid once. Use 5 Whys on your top recurring errors and invest in standard work and checklists there first. You don't need perfection. You just need a lot less do it again. When you reduce WIP, bottlenecks, and rework, you shorten the time between starting work and getting paid. That's real cash flow improvement. Lever 3, plug the leaks. Third lever, cash leaking out to stuff that doesn't move the business forward. I'm not going to tell you to never buy coffee or run your business like a miser. I'm talking about structural leaks. A, useless tools and subscriptions. Most small businesses have apps. Nobody uses subscriptions on auto-renew software that duplicates features. Once a quarter, export a list of your subscriptions and tools. Ask, do we still use this? Does it clearly make or save us money? Cut ruthlessly. Then for what's left, make sure it's actually tied into your processes so you're squeezing value out of what you're paying for. B, overstaffed chaos, understaffed systems. Sometimes you're paying a lot of payroll to compensate for bad processes. People spend time hunting for information, clarifying expectations, fixing preventable mistakes. Before you think I need more people, ask, if our process was clean, would we still need another full-time person here? CI projects on handoffs, clarity of done, and basic standards can free a surprising amount of paid time. C, random spending with no cash forecast. If you don't have even a simple cash forecast, you're making spending decisions based on vibes. You don't need a CFO, you do need a simple 12-week cash view, expected money in, expected money out, and a rule. Don't commit to big new expenses until you've checked that forecast. That one habit keeps you from accidentally kneecapping your own cash with a great idea. Turning CI into a cash flow habit, let's tie this back to continuous improvement. If you want a cash flow machine, you don't need one giant project. You need a steady habit of asking, where is cash getting slowed down? Where is cash getting stuck? Where is cash leaking out? Then use your simple tools, maps, 5 Whys, PDCA, checklists, to chip away at those spots one at a time. Here's a simple monthly rhythm. In your first weekly huddle of the month, look at a few money metrics. Days to invoice, days to collect, average project duration, major expense categories. Pick one problem that clearly hurts cash. Fill out a one-page CI plan just for that. Problem root cause, guesses one experiment, one metric to watch. Run that experiment for 2 to 4 weeks. Example, invoice same day, offer small early pay discount, or enforce WIP limits on the biggest projects. At month end, ask, did this move the needle? Do we lock this in or adjust? Do that every month for a year, and you will not recognize your cash position. A simple starting move. Let's bring this down to one move you can make this week. Here's what I'd do if I were in your shoes and cash always felt tight. Map your lead to cash flow on a whiteboard. From first contact to signed deal to work done to invoice sent to money in the bank. For each step, write how many days it usually takes, even if it's rough. Circle the 2 slowest chunks. That's where cash is getting stuck. Pick one of those and run a small experiment this month to shave a few days off. Faster proposals, earlier billing, clearer approval rules, better follow-up. That's it. Start there. Don't try to fix cash flow everywhere at once. Just steadily tighten that pipe so more money flows in, gets stuck for less time, and leaks out less. If you want help designing those experiments for your specific business, hit like, subscribe, and comment cash flow machine with what kind of business you run. I'll keep walking you through how to use continuous improvement, not as a corporate buzzword, but as a practical way to get out of survival mode and finally have a business that supports your life instead of constantly threatening it.